See you next time in Brazil. 这个在中国的售价差不多是6万美金。这个项链大概6万美金。这个就相当于宝马的5系 Mercedes E Class。
É como se fosse BMW Série 5.
Yeah. 这个在欧洲已经销售了。这个车现在在德国获得了最高奖金方向盘奖，所以在德国被认可了，很不容易。是我们是这辆车，应该说是设计，这已经是2年前发布的了。这辆车是去年发布的。这个是个3排座的 SUV。This。这个前边的位置都是非常非常宽敞。我们这还有一个 AI 的机器人叫 Know-me。Hi Know-me。You can say， 这是全世界第一个车上的一个人工智能系统。这个车的这是对，这个上面我们有 LiDAR 激光雷达，还有很多传感器，所以它是非常高级别的自动驾驶。在中国的700多个城市，基本上所有的地方都已经能够自己开了。它的这个算力也是全世界最强的算力，所以一个车现在就是一个服务器。这个电池就在这下边。所有的车都是 share 一样的电池包。所以这样的话，整个的效率就非常高。我们有一个礼物，我们交给他一下。这是 EP9， 这是全世界跑得最快的车。这个上面有一条中国的龙，今年是中国的龙年。See you next time in Brazil.
If you guys didn't already know, Chinese EVs have been selling tremendously well in Brazil, actually surpassing Belgium as the top export market for Chinese EVs. So, in other words, Brazil has more Chinese EVs than any other country apart from Russia. So, Russia is number 1 and Brazil is number 2. Okay? And then Chinese EVs, giants hammered by Biden tariff, are welcomed in Brazil. So, obviously, BYD, Great Wall Motor, all these guys are already selling in Brazil. NIO is eyeing Brazil as well. And this, of course, was Brazil's vice president here in Beijing to meet Xi Jinping. But for some reason, all right, he was able to meet William Li. So this is perhaps the government pulling some strings, some favors for NIO as well. You know how much the government loves NIO. And this is, of course, him showing him off the ES8 and the ET7. He even got to sit inside this car. They also talked about a lot of stuff, but just look at how impressed he is. He's like, yeah, this is pretty damn good. Yeah, look at him, huh? He's impressed by this, yeah. So, definitely, William Li wants to sell these cars in Brazil. And one other thing he mentioned during their discussion, okay, is the fact that Brazil actually has 90% clean energy, green energy. Okay, green energy is very big in Brazil, and then that perfectly matches up with NIO. They also talked about battery swap, which I didn't share that clip, but they talked about battery swap and also battery swap as an energy storage. They talked about how it's being used already in Europe. Okay, also, of course, the accolades and how great this car is to showcase NIO's technology. But best of all, of course, later on, NIO CEO even prepared a little gift for him, a EP9 model that he can bring home so that he always remembers how great NIO's vehicles are. So Brazil has overtaken Belgium as the largest export market for Chinese new energy vehicles, industry data showed, as Chinese car makers increased sales to non-European markets amid European Union's anti-subsidy probe into Chinese electric vehicles. Exports of pure electric and plug-in hybrid cars of Brazil soared 13-fold year-on-year to 40,163 units in April, making it the biggest export market for a second straight month, according to data from the China Passenger Car Association. Now, could NIO be going to Brazil? Very likely, all right, as one of the biggest export markets for Chinese vehicles. But more importantly, this is great promotion, great advertising for NIO here in China. The fact that this car was shown to a foreign vice president instead of any other car really demonstrates how great this car is. And this just proves to everybody that NIO's cars are pretty much the best in the world. And another question that you got to ask, why wasn't Li Auto's car shown? Why wasn't XPeng's car shown? Why wasn't a Zeekr car shown? You know, the Zeekr 009 is also pretty nice, but why were those cars not shown? All right. What is it with NIO and the government that makes the government so willing to put them in front of even the vice president of another country? That is something to think about. Now, if you ask me, I would say that China definitely favors NIO as their poster child in terms of automobile tech and prowess, and they want to show that off towards the world. And of course, NIO is the one that won the Golden Steering Wheel Award in Germany, you know, the home of automobiles, all right? The home of some of the best automobiles, Germany. It's a quite amazing achievement. And of course, no other Chinese automaker wins that award in Germany, the Golden Steering Wheel Award. So this is, of course, something worth showing off. But more importantly, it just means that the government favors NIO in all aspects, right? Even in these special occasions where a vice president comes to China on business trip and just, you know, peace talks and stuff like that with President Xi, and NIO gets 30 minutes, an hour of his time, which is absolutely crazy. Like, nobody else gets that kind of privilege, all right? So that's really something to think about. What is it about NIO that makes the government like them so much? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.